Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Drag Show. Tonight, we're opting as Frisco Today. I'm Stu Smith, your host, co-producer, and this is Patrick Connors, our raconteur, bon vivant, and columnist at the San Francisco Weekly, among other resources in the media. Welcome, Patrick. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Stu. I'm glad to be here.
We're glad you're here, too. So, you're writing for the SF Weekly.
I am. Twice a week.
Twice a week. Now, what are you writing about?
Mostly about queer things.
What is queer?
LGBT, community, news. Things that are going on in the world or in the country. Mostly try to keep whatever I can talk about locally is the most interesting angle that I try to explore, that I'm charged with exploring. So once a week I do a column on a single topic, and then I do a Week in Gay that's put up every Friday.
Now, is that more of like items and upcoming events, or?
Yeah, I pick things that are interesting to me.
Okay, good.
And hopefully to everyone else, that are either vile or hilarious or particularly offensive, and make a quick bullet about them.
Just without knowing you that well, have you offended anybody in your career?
Well, when I was in 5th grade.
No.
No, it might have been high school. Yeah, it was junior high school. I wrote for the school newspaper.
Do you remember the name of it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even sure it exists in print, or if there's a copy of it. If anyone out there has a copy of it, I'd love to.
Eugene, did you hear that?
Yeah, I didn't even know him then.
Oh my God! Before Eugene.
Pre-Eugene.
Oh my God.
P.E.
P.E.
And
but go on. I think this is interesting.
Yeah. Well, the teacher in charge, I wrote about the importance of that schools should pay more attention to learning and rewarding scholastic achievement instead of athletics. And everybody hated me. I mean, if they didn't already hated me, then they felt licensed to.
You professed a bias of sorts.
The soccer team.
They mugged you?
Egged the house.
They egged your house?
I was in the living room with my friend Kate.
Oh, my God.
And we were probably dancing to something terrible, and it sounded like a stampede of buffalo were coming down the street, and then the whole house was, it had to be repainted.
Oh, my God.
My mother was mentally ill, It didn't go over well. It was the one night she went out that year.
Oh, no.
And the house got egged. I tried to hose it off, and that didn't work.
Was her hair okay, or was she hit directly?
Well, she
evaded the direct hits. It might have done permanent damage.
It almost convinced her to take her medication.
Not quite enough.
No.
So that was your first writing gig.
Yeah. And it took me another 30 years before I returned to it.
Well, what'd you do in the meantime? Because I know that you're a very creative guy. I've known you a while, and you've done lots of different things that represent your creativity. What brought you back to the writing?
Well, I got discovered. I went to school late in life.
So late in life, ladies and gentlemen, probably means his 20s, late 20s, early 30s.
Well, 2004.
Oh, okay. That's a very diplomatic way of stating it.
Yeah. I got married at San Francisco City Hall.
To the wonderful Rob
de Cook. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first round of marriages that were tossed 6 months later. Well, we were one of those, and then and that just agitated me, and so I quitted a job. I quitted.
You're acquitted for that?
I know. Well, I quit a job that I hated and went back to school. I started at City College, fumbled my way through till transferring to State, San Francisco State, and then graduated in 2008. Yeah.
I think
just
I
2
was
years
at a
ago.
barbecue in Dolores Park at which we acknowledged your graduation and somebody else.
That's right.
Might have been Grisha Hagwood. Yeah.
That's right.
So,
And then I got on Facebook, and that's where I got discovered.
okay, that's great. That's a success story. I love it.
I suppose.
So how long have you been writing for the Weekly?
4 months?
Okay. And they kind of found you, from what I understand.
Yeah. Everyone has friends on Facebook, and some of them are actual friends, and some of them are people that you're just friends with. And someone liked some of the. I get in a bad mood, and there's an awful lot of articles and blog postings and crap out there that are easy to exploit. So I did that on
Facebook?
On Facebook.
Uh-huh.
And I got an email or a message, a Facebook message from someone at SF Weekly saying, I've been following your stuff and I'm wondering if you'd be interested. And
That's
so
great.
I said,
That's great. So you've been focusing kind of on local GLBT issues.
when
Some
possible.
politics, because I know you're very interested in politics. Or you have been.
Yeah, well, I would say mostly the politics, in particular, as they relate to queer
Right.
issues.
So what's going on that affects the queer community in San Francisco these days?
Well, there's many things.
Oh, well, I'm sure. What are you
And
focused on?
The, just this, a week ago, Thursday, not even quite a week ago, I kind of organized a impromptu, I called it, town hall meeting. I wrote about it, wrote a column at Weekly, at SF Weekly, about some issues that were going on around Get Equal, a group that's been engaging in civil disobedience a few times earlier this year. They kind of made a big splash on the scene. And then there was some reports about them being funded, where for hundreds of thousands